All right, so you did it. You passed the MB-800. Huge congrats. But now what, right? That's the big question. Today, we are going to build that roadmap. We're talking about moving you from just being certified to being absolutely indispensable to your clients. This is all about the real-world stuff, the skills you can't learn from a book. And let's be real for a second. Have you ever had that moment? You've got the certificate, you feel great, you walk into a client meeting, and boom, they hit you with the problem and you get that sinking feeling in your stomach like, whoa, this was not in the textbook. Trust me, you are not alone. It happens to everyone. The goal here isn't just about collecting a piece of paper. It's about building that real confidence, becoming that go-to expert who can actually solve whatever crazy problem a client throws at you. And this right here, this shows that gap perfectly. I mean, look, on one side, you've got the MB-800 theory. It's all neat, it's structured, everything makes sense. But then you've got client reality. And let me tell you, it is messy. It's unpredictable, totally unique to them, and it never follows the script. So our job today? It's to build a solid bridge between these two worlds. Okay, so let's get into it. The first thing we need to do is completely reframe how we think about this. The MB-800, it's not the finish line, not even close. Think of it as the starting pistol for a race. It just proves you're allowed to be on the track. The real race, the one that actually defines your career, that starts the second you walk into your very first real-world project. And that brings us to the core of it all. The skills that create a huge divide between someone who just knows about Business Central and someone who can actually successfully implement it for a client. We're talking about the unwritten rules of the game here. These are the skills that make you truly valuable. So check this out. Client communication, requirements gathering, managing expectations. You know what's so interesting about this list? Not a single one is a hardcore technical skill. But here's the secret. Your ability to talk to people, to really listen and understand what they actually need, and to set realistic expectations, that is the bedrock of every single successful project. You can be the best coder in the world, but if you get this part wrong, the project is doomed. I guarantee it. So, how do you take those soft skills and make them, well, technical? It all comes down to mastering gap analysis. This is your bread and butter as a consultant. It's a simple 3-step dance. Step 1, you dig in and document everything about how the client works right now. The good, the bad, the ugly. Step 2, you sit down with them and define that perfect future state. Where do they want to go? And then, step 3, the magic part, you identify all the gaps between now and then. And you become the architect designing the solution in Business Central that builds the bridge. That's it. That's the core loop of what we do. Okay, so once you've got that core loop down, once it's second nature, it's time to go deep. See, anyone can learn the surface level stuff. That's the crowded part of the pool. If you want to become truly indispensable, you've got to dive into the deep end. We're talking about mastering the absolute beast that is inventory, or the super detailed workflows in manufacturing, or the tangled web of service management. This is where you separate yourself from the pack and become a true expert. All right, time to level up and build out your real-world toolkit. We're moving past the basics now and getting into the heavy-duty tools and the really tricky problems that I promise you will face. This is where your problem-solving brain is going to get a serious workout. You know, what really defines a great consultant? It's not just knowing the tools. It's knowing which tool to pull out of the bag and when. So think of this table as your strategic guide. Got a small, super specific need? An extension is probably your best friend. Need to give users the power to build their own stuff and automate things? That's screaming Power Platform. But what if the gap is massive, like a whole industry-specific function? Don't try to reinvent the wheel. That's what third-party apps are for. Making the right call here, man, that's how you become a hero to your clients, by saving them time, money, and a whole lot of stress. And then there are these three, the big bosses of client pain points. You need to be ready for them. Seriously, go ask any senior consultant, and they will have battle scars and war stories about every single one of these. Data migration's gone wrong, integrations that just fall apart, and performance that grinds to a halt. The difference between a junior and a senior consultant, the senior learns how to see these coming and diffuse them before they blow up. Your entire reputation will be built on how you handle these monsters. Okay, so you've got the skills, you've got the toolkit, you're a good consultant. But what's next? We don't want to just be good, right? We want to be legendary. This next part is all about strategic growth. It's about how you transform from being just another consultant into the person everyone wants on their team, the recognized leader. And look, the future isn't coming. It's already here, and it is all about AI. Copilot and Business Central, this is not just some cool new toy or a gimmick. It is a fundamental game changer in how people use their ERP. It's automating the boring stuff, serving up insights on a silver platter, and just making everything smoother. Let me be clear. Your ability to get this, to implement it, and to show clients how to leverage it, it's absolutely non-negotiable if you want to stay relevant. This timeline says it all, doesn't it? Your journey of learning, it never ends, ever. You can't just get certified and coast. You have to stay plugged in. That means you're always learning something new. You're active in the community, not just taking but giving back knowledge, and you're at the events seeing what's coming down the pipeline. The top consultants, they're the ones who are constantly evolving. All right, let's wrap all of this up into a nice, neat package. We've talked about the gap between theory and reality, the core skills you need, and the long-term strategy. Now for the most important part. Let's build your personal roadmap, the actual steps you can take, like right now, to kick off your next chapter. And here it is, super simple. Your to-do list starting today. Number 1, make a learning plan. Don't just say, I'll learn stuff. Be specific. Pick one module you're going to master. Pick one new technology, like the Power Platform, and dive in. Number 2, get your hands dirty. Find projects. If you have to, create your own in a sandbox environment. Theory without practice is just trivia. And number 3, show it off. Build a portfolio. Document the problems you've solved. This is how you prove to the world that you know your stuff. And really, that's the big takeaway from all of this. This isn't a checklist you complete and then you're done. Becoming a top-tier consultant is a continuous journey. The absolute best in this field are the ones who stay curious, who are always learning, and who are always adapting to what's next. That MB-800 certification, that was just you stepping through the front door. The real adventure, the journey where you build your legacy, that starts now. So go out there and embrace the evolution.